some crafts for you. My name is Gina. I'm here at the store, and I've done quite a few bags on video, so I decided one other thing that I really like to do is quilting. Mind you, I'm fairly new on quilting, so I've only been quilting for about 5 years. But this is one of the stars that I would like to show you guys, because you can make it with scraps, and you can use all your little pieces that you have sitting around, and it's quite easy. So even for a beginner, there's no Y seams, so we can it's just little strips and you sew it and cutting it. So I think it's a fairly easy one to do. You can do into a table runner like this one that I've made here, or you can actually make it into a quilt full of the stars, and you can use all your scraps. Different colors will look very colorful. So for this project, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you how to make this star here. That's the block, because the block goes from here to here, and then when you attach several ones, it keeps going that direction and keep adding more and more, and it will get bigger. My runner that I have here, I only have 4 stars. You can see all of them, but there's actually 4 stars. But you can make 5, 6, whatever you choose to. So okay, let's get started on the star. So I'm going to give you all the list of materials that you're going to need, and so you can make the star. Okay, so I'm going to put this here to the side. I'm going to leave it here to the side, and I'm going to give you the measurements. So to do the stars, the strips that I have here, these strips here, we're going to need 3 strips of whatever colors you decide, and we're going to sew them into together into a long piece. Here I only have small pieces done cut, but you do it into a big piece. When you have a big piece cut, your strips are like this, of course. So you're going to sew them together, and then after you sew the 3 together, you're going to cut them down to 7.5. So this is going to end up 3.5 by 7.5. Then your next piece that you're going to cut, and for each star you're going to need 4 of these. So you're going to need 4 of these to make a star. So let me see, I have some here that I already cut. So you're going to need 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then you're going to need, for the white part here, we're going to need 4 pieces of humane. That's the one that I used here. You see, that's the ones that end up here in the middle. We're going to cut 4 pieces, and those 4 pieces are going to be 4.5 by 3.5. So you're going to need 4 for each star. Sorry. When you cut all your pieces, you also going to be needing, sorry, draw a blank here, another 4 pieces that's going to be squares. That's going to be your corners here. That's the ones that end up here. So we're going to need this little square here. That's going to be your corners of your star. And for that piece, we're going to need to cut at 3.5 by 3.5. We're also going to need 4 for each star. As soon as you've done all your pieces, you have your pieces cut and all your pieces cut and together. So I have 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. What are you going to do? You're going to get your piece, your white piece, that's 4.5 by 3.5, and we have to draw some lines on it. So I'm going to get a ruler, and I'm just going to show you how you're going to draw the lines. Your ruler, if you see, has a 45 degree here. So we're going to get that 45 degree, and we're going to put on the edge of the 3.5 going down evenly, right with the tip of your fabric, right on it. Then you're going to go here, and you're going to draw a line. Alright, I don't know if you can see. So I drew a line. So I put my 45 degree on the edge of my fabric. See, that's the line, that's 45 degree. and I put on the edge of that fabric, and then I drew a line there. Then I'm gonna flip my fabric this way, and I'm gonna do the same to this side. Okay, so I'm gonna put right at the tip again of my fabric, 45-degree line going down, and I'm gonna draw a line. If you don't have a ruler, if you get confused with the 45-degree, also what you can do is put your fabric, so the 3.5 this way and the 4.5 this way, and you put it even with your inches. Your mat should have little squares that's 1 inch each. If you put it even, and if you see here, that's 1 inch. So if you, from this corner to this corner is 1 inch. If you put one little dot here, mark it there, and then you go to this, the top again, do the same thing, put it on the edge, on this edge, and you do again, you mark that little dot. So then you can draw a line from that to that dot there, and a line from that to that dot there. Also works that way. After you've done these 2 lines, you're gonna get your pieces that's 7.5 by 3.5. Your strips that you sew, your 1 inch, 1.5 inch strips that you sew together, because we have 3 here, 1 inch, 1.5 inch strips that we sew together. And we're gonna get this one that we drew a line, and then you're gonna put it here on top. I'm actually gonna do on top of the pink. So I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna put it on top of my pink that way. Then I'm gonna take this to my sewing machine, and I'm gonna sew those 2 lines here and here. So I'm gonna take it to the sewing machine, sew it here and sew it there. All right. I already have one here that I sewed in, so I sew here and here. So then you're gonna get your ruler and the cutter. You're gonna do 1/4 inch from your sewing line, trim it that way, and then you're gonna trim the other one again, the same thing, that way. And you're gonna end up with 2 pieces, one that's like that, then you take it to the iron and iron it this way, and one like this. Okay, so you're gonna end up with these 2 pieces. All right, so you're gonna do that to all your 4 pieces that you have like this. Your 4 pieces like this, and your white ones, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna do all the lines, put them all on the top. Try to put them all to the same direction. So if you put your white to sew on top of the pink, in my case I put it here on top of the pink, I'm gonna put them all the same way. So I would get another one, and I would put it again on this side on top of the pink, and I'll explain why after. Okay, so I'm gonna put these to the sides because I already have a few here that I sewed earlier, just to kind of speed up the explanation. So these ones, I have this in this combination in blue. So as you see, I have 4 sewed in like that. Okay, we'll start putting our star together. That one goes like that, that like that to form an L. This one like that, and then, oops, then this one like that. So if you see, it's forming an L going this direction. Then what I'm gonna do, let me move this a little over so you can see better, like that. Then we're gonna get our corners, the other piece that we cut off from the top here, and we're gonna go here and we're gonna put it right there, see, to form that triangle. Then there's our other triangle. Again, the same thing. If yours still have these little ears, you have to trim them off. I put the other triangle there, and this one also still has a little here, and again I'm gonna put it like that. See, it's forming the star already. Then you're gonna get your little white squares, the 3.5 by 3.5, and 1 in each corner. All right. Okay, then you're ready to sew. So the way you're gonna sew this is you're gonna sew these two together. So these two, and then this together as one block. These two, and then this is one. This and this together, and this, that and that together, and then that. Then you're gonna sew those like that. Then you're gonna join the top like that, and then the bottom. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to the machine quickly and sew this and show you how it is, how it's done. Okay, so this one and this one together. So I'm gonna put all my white with that together. So I'm just gonna go put a pin like that. I'm gonna put it, and then this one and this one together. This one and this one together. I do all my corners, and this one and this one together. So I sew these together like that, right? So now you would put it like that. Okay, so now we're gonna be sewing this together, this together, this together, and this together. Over here, here. Does that make sense? So you're gonna join those together. Sometimes it's easier if you put a pin where you're gonna sew. So I'm just gonna put a pin where I need to sew because I don't want to get to the machine and then get confused and then sew the wrong side. So I know I need to sew these together like this. So I'm gonna go put a pin here. And at this point I don't really have any seams that I need to match yet. So I just need to make sure that my fabrics match. And my seams I didn't mention. You can open your seams if you'd like to reduce bulk, or just fold them to the darker side. So that like that. So this one is gonna go like that. We're gonna put a pin also here where we need to sew this side. This one like that. So I'm gonna fold it this way and put a pin again also on the side that I need to sew. And this one, it goes like that because it's making the star here. I'm gonna go like that. Also put a pin here. I'm gonna sew them. I'll be right back. So I sew all my pieces together. Now we're just gonna put them together. So that part there, there. See, start to form the star. There. And there. You remember where I told you in the beginning that you should, when you put the white on top of your strips, that you should put it the same direction, on the same color. You see here, I put it on top of the pink. All of these, I put it on top of the pink. But on this one here, I just did that one so I would show you. I put it on top of the green. So when I open, I would end up, this middle part here, they would end up different colors. They all end up different. So in this case here, this would be like this. But see, I didn't end up with green in the middle anymore. I would end up with one green, one pink if I switch the direction of my white. So it's, if you want to have this type of look with the middle all making this design, you have to put, so the white on the same, aim it with the right color to the top, whatever color you decide that you want it to the middle. It's the one that's going to go on the bottom. In this case, I wanted the pink to go in the middle. So what I did, I aimed, so I did it on the green. So I put my little square on top with my lines on top of the green. So my shortest part, that's the middle here, would end up in the middle. So when I cut it here, I end up like this. So this is my shorter, this is my middle. I don't know if that makes sense. So now all you have to do is attach these together. You're gonna match here, in here, you're gonna have to match these sides here to complete the star. Also the same thing here. When you sew those there and there together, there and there together, and the same thing here when you sew these. So I'm gonna sew this like this, and this one like this, and I'll be right back. So I already sewed my star together and I pressed it. Do your best to match your seams here on the corners, but don't be too hard on yourself. Takes lots of practice, but this is not a hard project. And here you have it. There's your star. Use all your scraps, make a bunch of them. Send us pictures. We have a Facebook page. You can always reach us there and send us the pictures with your projects. If you like this tutorial, leave a like and subscribe for more videos every Saturday. Happy sewing, everyone!